Welcome back to my 100% playthrough of Vanguard for Doom 2 on the Ultra Violence difficulty played through GlBoom Plus. We are doing all levels with a pistol start, and this is map 11, Temple of Asmodeus. Let's begin. Alright, we start off with a bunch of enemies that want to shoot us, so we're going to go into this room right here and grab the super shotgun. And we're going to use it to, well, we're going to kill this thing. And we'll bully some of the other Makebuy as well, at least one of them. But as you can see, there's plenty of enemies here. But some of them like to get into infights, which is just delicious. Now we're just gonna head out from this area so we can grab the rocket launcher in this room, which will help us deal with the rest of the enemies that like to get messy. While we're at it, we'll grab this shotgun. Just so it doesn't inconvenience us later. I was aiming for the shotgunner, but it hit the imp in the zombie man. Mistakes and the miracles, ladies and gentlemen. But I'm going to use the super shotgun on the Hell Knights. And look at that, colored blood in GlBoom Plus. Well, that's because I'm using the UMAPINFO fork this time around. It has that as an option, which is pretty cool. Has some other things, but they'll be irrelevant. Now, we're not gonna get murdered by the chain gunner, ideally. Instead, we're just gonna grab everything else here. Of course, there's still some sneaky shotgunners, too. But there's a medikit right there that will help us get healed up a little bit, as well as these sim packs. We'll need them. And we're gonna need this help, because when we flip the switch, a bunch of remnants appear from this spooky closet, but it's more than a closet, it's where we'll be going to next. So we're just gonna dodge the rockets like a pro and just rocket them down with our own rockets. And when you're done with that, you want to try to grab the red key, but when you try to do that, there'll be two spooky remnants on both sides, and this area with these pinkies. We're gonna kill the shotgunner in one of these little corners here, and just hide in this spot. Now the reason we went into this side was because these big boys are on the other side. We got a good angle to rocket them. And we'll rocket this remnant too. If that don't work, just use the shotgun. Alright, and these two little areas are some shotgunners, of course, but over here is a switch. So once you flip that, you're good to go out into this area. But you want to watch out for this area because there's some remnants in this closet that appeared, and I ran right into that rocket. How embarrassing. But these guys aren't the only enemies here. You probably heard them. Yeah, this guy just likes to wander around, huh? But he usually doesn't resurrect too many enemies. But if he does, it's probably at least one or two Makebuy. But who knows, he might resurrect some shotgunners. So, you can kill them and take their ammo to compensate you a little bit, right? And yes, the Cacodemon also bleeds blue blood in this fork of GlBoom, which is quite splendid. But anyways, let's continue on. We're gonna grab this medikit from earlier. We have nice health now. And we're gonna take advantage of that by grabbing the rest of this stuff here. And now we have the red key, we can go into this area. Now there are two Hell Knights right here, and a bunch of imps too. What's the difference, you ask? Not much. Mostly just health and damage. Anyways, there's some hit scanners too. Particularly this chain gunner in this part right here. We're gonna use the chain gun to clear out these hit scanners. And we'll grab this armor pickup as well. There's at least one more chain gunner here, but we'll get rid of him when the time comes. For now, we're just waiting for him to pop out, which he did, at the perfect time to attack me. It happens to the best of us, though. Whatever. We get a plasma rifle in this area, which will be very useful. But aside from that, we're going to continue on. We'll save this medikit for more important things. But for now, we're going to use this medikit and head out into this area. Because when we do that, There'll be a bunch of enemies here. And you know, I don't really feel like fighting these guys right now, so I'm gonna go into an area and fight even deadlier threats. Yes, this area will be quite a doozy, but we'll just wait for this to clear out while we go down into here. Now we get the yellow skull key in this area, but there are a bunch of Hell Knights in this part. We're gonna rock it. Might get hit a little bit, but that's fine. Moral of the story is, don't stay too stationary. Now after a while, Pinkies will start to teleport in. You can get rid of them with the plasma rifle since they move rather quickly compared to the Hell Knights, and they'll really block you in with their big mass. So you get their big pink asses out of here with the plasma rifle. That's why they gave it to you. And in addition, there's some more enemies that'll try to block in. There's a bunch of imps and some chain gunners on this side. Now the chain gunners are the more immediate threat, so we're gonna get rid of them first. And we'll grab the supercharge since it's laying there. Now there's probably some chain gunners still waiting to spawn in from here, but while you're waiting for them to spawn in, you can just go onto this side if you cleared out the enemies for the most part. And odds are most of the enemies will have congregated towards the area where the chain gunners is, or the chain gunners are even. Or in this case were, since we got rid of pretty much all of them. Now if you didn't kill all the enemies in the central area, you might get some stray cacodemons here every now and then, but it's a rarity. But aside from that, we should be good for this part. If you want to grab any extra ammo and whatnot from this part, you can do that, but we're just going to take the teleporter here and just wake up everyone some more. A lot of them will congregate towards this area, which is fine because it allows them to infight a bit more. It saves us the hassle of fighting them for the most part, but over here are some revenants guarding 2 energy cell packs. Now we have those, we'll have an easier time fighting some future enemies. Now in the meantime, we're just gonna let them dawdle about a little bit. Might get some more infights going on, might get hit a little bit, but that's fine because we're used to it at this point, right? There's plenty of health to go around, and there's even more back in previous areas. Now, I probably could be prioritizing bigger fish to fry like the Mankybai, but I'm just concerned about the stragglers right now, because I'd rather not get picked off by them rather in a slow, tedious fashion. There's some more stuff we can grab in this area, like more rockets, more health. Whatever you want, really. Yeah, we're getting hit by our own rockets a little bit every now and then, but believe me when I say we'll get more than enough health to deal with future sections, as long as we don't waste all of it here, I suppose. So at this point, we're just finishing off all the stragglers from the central area. Once we do that, we'll finally be able to go into what I believe to be is one of the hardest parts of the map. Now, there might be some rare cases where imps can fall into here or other enemies, but just double check around here if you see that happen. Alright, let's get rid of these arachnotrons, because they've been paying my ass. You can probably get rid of them sooner if you want. I'm kinda questioning why I didn't get rid of them sooner, come to think of it. Oh well. Still here, right? Alright, so the remaining enemies at this point in this area should be imps. There should be some more energy cells that you can pick up if you really need them, but odds are you should have enough, but nah, you never have enough. Anyways, let's continue on. Because now we're going to go into this really spooky area. One that gives you a Megasphere right off the bat, and a bunch of ammo, and even some superchargers lying around, right? This is for a reason. Well, let's find out what that reason is. Alright, so you get pinkies and remnants, which by themselves aren't too bad, but there's lots of them, so you want to watch out for that. Now, usually the pinkies are so fat that they block the remnant missiles, which is usually a good thing. You can kind of hang out in this part, or one of these little lava corners. They don't deal damage to you, surprisingly, but it's a good little spot to hang out in before this wave appears. I'll grab one of these supercharges real quick before things get messy. And you see why they gave you so many supercharges? It's because of stuff like that. Now, the chain gunners were surprisingly deadly this time around, but usually they aren't that deadly, but, you know, just my luck. Alright, we're getting hit up a little bit, so let's continue not doing that. Grab that medikit and another supercharge. Another close call. But at this point, we can get away with some more things. If you need another supercharge, you can just lower the lift. You can actually get out of here if you want, if you're careful enough with that, but odds are the remnants and the Hell Knights will make things rather inconvenient in that regard, right? I probably could have let that Hell Knight get hit, but hindsight's 20/20. Alright, now that should be the last enemy if I'm not mistaken, and it is. Okay, so we got rid of just about everything. We got all the keys. So the red key we got right before we went into the outdoor area. The yellow one we got in the place where the Hell Knights were, and the blue key was in this room. So now that we've done that, we can open this door, which requires all 3 keys, flip the switch, and we're done. Okay, Temple of Asmodeus. That is a tougher level, I'd say, and it's mostly because of the blue key area, the one with all of the remnants, pinkies, Hell Knights, chain gunners. Now, this level isn't too bad regarding that area because they give you lots of supercharges and even a Megasphere at the start. But at the same time, things like the chain gunners appearing in such a wide open area can easily ruin your day rather quickly and rather efficiently, as you can see there. I had some very close calls in that regard, so as long as you can dodge projectiles easier than me, and preferably get rid of the chain gunners in a faster fashion, you should be able to get out of this level. But anyways, we are done with this video. Stay tuned for the next one where we go into map 12, which should be the final real map of Vanguard. But until then, toodaloo.